Alright guys, welcome back to the first of one of my 32 NFL prediction videos. The NFL season officially starts in about a week, so I'm going to have to get off about like 4 videos a day, but I think I can do it. I'm going to get 1 video out today, and then I'll start posting like these videos like crazy. Anyways, we're going to do Carolina Panthers. They've got Cam Newton back. He had a shoulder injury and he had to have 2 surgeries on him, but I do think that Cam Newton is really underrated going into the season, and the Panthers are going to shock everybody, and I think they'll at least be above .500, but we'll have to see. Now, this is my second try recording this video. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I finished recording it and I accidentally deleted it, so it's way later. I only got 18 minutes left, so anyways, first game of the year. Cam Newton's back, feeling good. The Rams just kind of put him back into place. Like, all right, here we go, week 1. And I do think Jared Goff is better than the Panthers. I mean, the Rams did make the Super Bowl. There are also, people are saying, they're going to make the playoffs but not do too well. I think the Rams are going to do very, very good this season, and they're going to beat the Panthers. But then, following week, at home on a Thursday night game, the Panthers will easily defeat the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers did terrible with Jameis Winston last year, and they really should have let him go, and they're going to do terrible with him this year. They don't even really have a good second string, I don't believe. So, they really should have gone. So, they're going to have to start basically Jameis Winston throughout the whole entire season unless they can, go out and sign freaking Jude Law or some crap. And then they go, and they start out 1-1, and then they go in the following week, and they beat the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is definitely going to be better for their team, but he's not going to be, getting him is not going to suddenly skyrocket them. They're going to get to, around .500 if he's really good. I mean, if he's a godly, maybe he can carry them to 9-7, possibly in the playoffs. I think they're in 7-9, 9-7 range, but I don't know. I haven't done the predictions yet. Then they go play the Texans. Texans, they have an easy schedule. They play 2 hard teams and 2 very easy teams as of right now. And the Texans are just going to... Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins is much better than, the Panthers and... Christian McCaffrey. Panthers then go up against the Jaguars, and the Panthers win that one because Nick Foles, in my opinion, will not be he's not going to be the magical, suddenly the Jaguars are really, really good. You saw how he played for the first few games whenever he was with the Eagles last year, right? He didn't do too well. He's going to do that with the Jaguars. Now, they're probably not going to go 5-11 again, but they're definitely not going to go 15-1 and make it to the Super Bowl and win everything. So already, 3-2. Of course they're going to win against the Buccaneers. And it's in London, so you get 2 primetime games against a really bad team. Panthers are going to thrive, going to their bye week 4-2, come off. They win again against the 49ers led by Jimmy Garoppolo, who was second for the Patriots and will be second for them. He's mediocre from what I can tell. He's not the best. Then they go and they play the Titans, who also do not have too good of a quarterback situation, as Marcus Mariota is not very good, and plus he's injury prone. So I don't really think that they'll put up much of a fight against the Panthers. The Panthers are much better than people give them credit for being. So already, now you're going in to week 10. You are 6-2. You remember in last year whenever you were also 6-2 and then you started losing. And I think that kind of rubs off when you go play the Packers, who are a pretty complete team. You do lose to them. The Packers aren't really a good team, but I do think this is the game where the Panthers just lose to a bad team. And they go up against the Falcons, who will probably put up a good fight, but I do think the Panthers will win that. Not because of the quarterback, but mainly because of basically... I just think that the Panthers have a better... Okay, they have Luke Kuechly and Christian McCaffrey. They have Cam Newton, Luke Kuechly, Christian McCaffrey. Falcons have Matt Ryan, who is he elite or is he bad? He led them to the Super Bowl. And now, all of a sudden, they're not doing too well. You never know. And then they go. So now you're 7-3. And then you lose to the Saints. So now you go from 6-2 to 7-4. And you're starting to wonder, are we gonna come out of this 10-6, 9-7? Are we gonna have to be fighting for a spot? Because the Saints have a much better quarterback in Drew Brees. Entering his last few years, they probably want to get Drew Brees another Super Bowl. I don't know if that'll happen, but I do know that Alvin Kamara doesn't play for him. I don't know. Saints are weird. Okay, so they lose to the Saints, lose to the Redskins, lose to the Falcons. Okay, so now all of a sudden okay. And yes, some of you guys might be wondering, how come they lose to the Redskins? The Redskins are complete and utter trash. Well, I am a believer in the Redskins, so now you're 7-6. Okay, so here's the deal. The losers essentially are all around, but the Redskins have a really good running game. They have a few wide receivers, and they have a really good. Case Keenum is gonna start the first 2 games, but I don't think he'll do any well, which will probably ruin their season. He'll probably go like 0-4, and then Dwayne Haskins will do very well for the rest of the season. But that 0-4 is just gonna stick, and they're not gonna do too good. Like, they're gonna be like 6-10. He's gonna go 6-6, and it's gonna be great. But I do think that they'll be able to beat the Panthers. A very, very close game there. But I think after they lose to the Saints, and then they'll lose to the Redskins, and they're discouraged, they go to the Falcons, who are probably at this point fighting for a wild card slot, or maybe even the division if the Saints, I have them not doing too well. Well, the Falcons will beat the Panthers at home, because I said it was a really good matchup, and I don't think that the Panthers, I don't think one team could sweep the other, so I think they'll both win their home games. Then they go to the Seahawks. Then they're in that situation. Now they're like, oh God, we gotta win. Or maybe they could have clinched by now. But I do think they'll win, because the Seahawks have in the past really destroyed the Panthers, and I think that this will change everything. Russell Wilson is a better quarterback, but the Seahawks are going down, and I think a lot of people see the Panthers is going down, so a lot of people may pick the Seahawks to win this game, but I don't. So now they're 8-6. The Colts, Andrew Luck retired. Really no point. They're going to be bad. They're just going to flop. Saints at this point, like Jacoby Brissett, maybe he'll get you a few wins, but I wouldn't hope for anything. Well, I would have hope, of course, but then they go up against the Saints, and I think they win here, mainly because I think the Saints at this point will be resting their starters, and that's basically all. If the Saints aren't resting their starters, then I would easily make it in this direction. But if they are resting their starters, which I do predict they will, I don't think Teddy Bridgewater can do anything. Panthers will win 3 games at the end of their season, go from 7-6 to 10-6, and they will. Oh, I didn't mean to. Did I change something? They're still 10-6. Yep. Just basically, they're 4-2 in their division. Lost one to the Falcons, lost one to the Saints, and again, that could all change. They could suddenly change to. No, I didn't mean to do that. That could all change. Suddenly they're 6-6 in the conference, 3-3 in division. That all basically hinges on that one game. So I do think that the Saints will rest their starters. And yeah. So have a nice life.